Hello students, in the previous lecture we have already discussed the concept adaptation in aquatic animal, adaptation in xeric animal. The main objective for today's topic are mountain adaptation, aerial adaptation, and this topic is on page number 103 and 104. The main terms we will learn in today's topic are rhizome, coniferous tree, adventitious root, resin. Now student, come to the page number 103. Now we will start with the discussion of topic mountain adaptations. The mountains can be a barrier to both plants and animals due to a rapidly changing ecosystem. Barrier mean a fence or obstacle that prevent movement. An ecosystem is a biological community of interacting organisms with their physical environment. Harsh climates like less availability of water, temperature is acting as a barrier, scarce food, scarce mean in short supply, and difficulty in climbing. For this reason, either side of any given mountain range can be home to entirely different plant and animal species. The most significant adaptation of plants and animals are seen at higher elevation. Elevation means being raised to a high level. These areas offer the most extreme conditions. Trees cannot grow at higher elevation due to harsh wind and extreme climates. Here we are going to discuss adaptation in mountain trees. Now, the first adaptation is stem or rhizome. Plants have adapted to store food, moisture, and energy. They have stems or rhizomes. Now, what is the meaning of rhizomes? Rhizome is a swollen stem that grow horizontally below the soil, which extend beneath soil surface to store food. And this stored food is used during growth in spring without any wait for water and nutrients from the soil. Nutrients are the basic substance present in the food. Now, next adaptation is waxy coating. Leaves have waxy substance that seals moisture in. Moisture means water. Due to the fact that thin soil layer in mountains cannot retain moisture. Retain means continue to have something. Now, next adaptation is needle-shaped leaves. Leaves are needle-shaped. Now, student, look at the diagram. They have needle-shaped leaves that help them to survive in cold and snow area. These needle-shaped leaves help to hold more moisture and reduce wind resistance. Now, what is the meaning of resistance? Resistance means the act of resisting somebody, and resisting means to fight against somebody, and help to cope with snowfall. Cope means deal effectively with the problems. Here we are going to discuss adaptation in pine tree. Now, the first adaptation is thick bark. Pine is a coniferous tree. Coniferous tree is defined as a tree which has cone instead of flower, which have thick bark. Now look at the diagram. They have thick bark. Bark means trunk of a tree. Why they are having a thick bark? They have thick bark to protect against the cold. Now, next adaptation is conical shape. Pine tree has a cone-shaped structure. Now, look at the diagram. Why they are having a conical structure? During snowfall, this conical shape of pine tree allow the snow to slip off easily from the branches of the tree and help to cope with heavy snowfall. Now, third adaptation is pine cone. Pine cone protects the seeds during harsh winter. Now, next adaptation is evergreen. Pine trees are evergreen. Now, what is the meaning of evergreen? Evergreen tree are the trees that never shed their leaves, that remain green throughout the year. Due to this fact, their needle-shaped leaves can photosynthesize whenever there is sufficient sunlight. Now, what is the meaning of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis means the process of making food by green plants with the help of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. Needle-shaped leaves reduce moisture loss. Moisture means water. Now, here we are going to discuss adaptation in fir tree. Fir are the large trees reaching heights of 10 to 80 meter when mature. They can easily be distinguished from other members of the pine family. Now, what is the meaning of distinguish? Distinguish means treat as different by the unique attachment of their needle-like leaves and by their different cones. Now, the first adaptation is adventitious root. Now, student, look at the diagram. Adventitious roots are the roots that arise from an organ other than the root, usually a stem, sometimes a leaf. Now, fir trees are equipped with special root structure. Equipped means supplied with necessary items which grow directly from their trunk to help keep them anchored. Anchored means to hold something in a fixed position. Or steep mountain slopes and resist strong pressure from blowing winds. Resist means to fight against somebody. Now, next adaptation is waxy coating. Leaves have waxy resin-like coating on the needles. Resin is a thick sticky liquid which is produced by the trees which help to preserve water. Preserve means to save. Now, next adaptation is fir tree have needles which have relatively small surface areas and so require less energy to grow. Now, next adaptation is tall and straight. Fir trees grow straight to have more sunlight and do not have many branches. These trees remain compact and maximize their energy for making food and warmth. Now, student, we are going to discuss adaptation in mountain animals. Now, first is mountain goat. Mountain goat can cling. Cling means hold and move around on the impossibly steep slopes. They show the following adaptations. Now, first adaptation is mountain goat reduce its activity to save energy and to avoid harsh winter. Harsh means hard. Now, student, come to the page number 104. Mountain goat eat almost any plant which the mountain range provides. This prevents them to travel long distances in search of food, thus saving energy. Now, next adaptation is fur. Now, look at the diagram. It has thick coat of fur that protects from cold as it moves to high altitude. Now, next adaptation is heart and lungs. Higher elevations mean less oxygen. As we go higher and higher in the mountain regions, we know there is a less availability of oxygen. For this, they have developed large heart and lungs. Now, next adaptation is legs. Legs are about 20 inches long. Their hooves are adapted to the rugged slopes. Now, what is the meaning of hooves? Hooves means the flat part present at the bottom of the feet, and rugged means roughly or broken rocks. By being flexible like rubber, so they can jump from rock to rock. Now, they have fluffy fur and every strand of hair is about 2 inches long, which help them to avoid chilly wind and storms. It has 8 teeth in front so that it can easily grab big patches of grass. Grab means to hold. Now, next adaptation is, here we are going to discuss aerial or volant adaptation. Now, flying adaptation is seen in birds, insects and other animals. They come to the ground for resting and feeding. they possess wings. Now, why they possess wings? That help them to fly in air. They have streamlined body. Why they are having a streamlined body? To overcome the air resistance. They have reduced body weight. That helps them to fly in air. Light skeleton, developed flight muscles, high rate of metabolism. Metabolism is the chemical process that occur inside the body of living organism to maintain a life, and specially developed sense organs. They glide or soar in the air. Now, what is the meaning of soar? Fly high in the air. Here we are going to discuss adaptation in birds. Now, the first adaptation is streamlined body. They have streamlined body. Now, student, look at the diagram. They have streamlined body. Now, what is streamlined body? Streamlined body is a body which is pointed at its ends and broad at its center. Now, why they are having a streamlined body? They have a streamlined body to reduce the air resistance during flying. Now, second adaptation is limbs. Now, in this diagram you can see there are two types of limb, forelimb, hindlimb. Forelimb are the limbs that are attached to the interior side of the body, and hindlimb are the limbs that are attached to the posterior side of the body. In case of birds, forelimbs are modified into wings that help them to fly, glide or remain in air, while hind limbs are shifted forward to balance their body weight. Now, next is they have hollow bones. Why they are having a hollow bones? They have hollow bones that makes body weight light in weight and that helps them to fly in air. Now, they have lungs with air sacs. Now, student, look at the diagram. Now, in this diagram, you can see they have lungs with air sac. Now, what are the role of this air sac? This air sac increase respiratory efficiency by providing a large surface area for gaseous exchange. Now, next adaptation is they have beak without teeth. Next adaptation is the presence of feathers that insulate them against the loss of body heat and help in flight. And the short tail is covered with the group of long feathers. Now look at the diagram. Their short tail is covered with group of long feathers and that act as a rudder. Rudder means a flat piece of wood or metal which is present at the back of the boat and that help to change the direction. Now next adaptation is the strong flight. They have strong flight muscles. Why they are having a strong flight muscle? They have strong flight muscles that help to flap their wings up and down for a long period and provide additional strength during flight. Now, next student, we are going to discuss about the aerial plants. Now, what are aerial plants? Aerial plants are the plants that live in air or wind. Aerial plants have roots above the ground. Aerial plants are often found in rainforests where competition at ground level for light and food has led to their evolution. Evolution means gradually or orderly change in nature. Aerial plants can live off other plants and trees. Some examples of aerial plants are ivy, Spanish moss, banyan tree, mangrove trees and orchid. The most aerial plants are found in tropical and equatorial region of the world. In evergreen rainforest, the foliage is so thick. Foliage means the entire sets of leaves of plant. Some plants have evolved aerial roots to allow them to absorb more sunlight. The development of aerial root is thus an evolutionary process. Aerial roots are often thick and spread around the parent tree. The banyan tree can have several aerial roots as it gets older. Now here we are going to discuss adaptation in aerial plants. The orchid adapts itself suitably to change in temperature and humidity. Humidity means the amount of water vapor present in the air. It is native to a tropical forest, natively one born or reared in a particular place. The stem of the orchid store water and the leaves are specially modified to keep water in and dryness out. In some cases, leaves are curled up on themselves to reduce the surface area and restrict water loss. The roots of these plants are fleshy and hanging in air and absorb moisture from rain and humid air. Humid means water. Now, in banyan trees, there are aerial roots. You see in this diagram, which give support to the tree for growth and cover a considerable area. Considerable means large in amount. Now, student, do question number 2 of C exercise, question number 5 of F exercise, and exercise H on book and on copy difference between aquatic and volant adaptation. Now we have completed the discussion of this topic. We will continue by tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.